Hey Divine Ones, it's your girl Jay Arias. I help you read your aura, remember your origins, and integrate your blueprint. And if any of that fascinates you or sounds interesting, all the information will be listed below. And in this Starseed transmission, we will be talking about Adhil of Andromeda, the hidden current of Andromeda, Starseed history and origins. So if you're an Andromedan Starseed, do not sleep on the Andromeda playlist on my YouTube. It's going to be constantly expanding as we're expanding in our consciousness and things like that and learning more. And also you're going to find many hidden gems, and you may also resonate with more of the lineages and nations that come through from Andromeda. So in this video, we will discuss the origins, the most common beings from Adhil, Starseed traits and soul archetypes, the most common, healing imprints, Starseed mission, and cosmic role. And again, this is all generalized, so take what resonates, leave what doesn't. And obviously drop a heart or give this a like if this resonates with you, and share this with someone who is also an Andromedan Starseed. So here's a picture of Andromeda Galaxy, the mother galaxy. Here's a closer up, and I apologize that it is blurry, but you see where Adhil is placed in Andromeda. It's very close to Perseus in Cassiopeia. So if you resonate with this, you may also have had incarnations in Cassiopeia and Perseus. I would not be surprised. But to determine that and to be for sure, you can get your Starseed origin chart, and all the information is below. So here is a closer up picture of Adhil, the star of Andromeda. Now let's get into the origins and the basics. So Adhil is located on the lower emotional corridor of the Andromeda constellation. Adhil is known as the emotional gate of Andromeda, the shadow release star, and the karmic unbinding corridor, the depth healing station. This is the star of emotional mastery, truth revealing, and deep alchemical work. Most common beings from there. So they're most generally depicted when people contact them as being seen as one, deep water etheric humanoids having smooth, soft energy fields, eyes that look like they see through you, emotional intuitives, and number two, shadow release healers. So not necessarily that they're dark, or they could be dark in color and in energy frequency, right? We all have free choice and free will here. But they work with shadow and not from it, and they specialize in removing emotional distortion. So number three are the memory divers. So they are etheric beings who enter subconscious or timeline memory, and they are the emotional archivists of Andromeda. And then you got the blue Andromedan humanoids, and they're most commonly depicted as being gentle but powerful. And their aura colors come through in navy, violet, indigos, silver, blue, silverly blues, maybe even almost gray, but not like a dense gray, right? Calm, slow, intentional. Overall, their presence is soothing, deep, grounding, and emotionally penetrating. So here's some visuals of these starseed beings and, possibly a higher aspect of yourself. So, starseed traits. So, deep emotional intelligence. The ability to feel truth beneath words. You could be drawn to shadow work, trauma healing, psychology, therapy, healing others, right? Understanding the mind. Powerful intuition around patterns and motives. So, as an Adhil starseed, you may have endured a lot of things, especially to do with your emotional body, but just for you in a sense to remember and to build your skills and tools in order to bring forth and help others do this, because this is something that you've already mastered. It's just a matter of remembering it. And sometimes you'll notice you'll have themes in your life where there's a lot of emotional highs and lows and extremes until you step back into your sovereignty, right? And then you understand that, life is happening for you and not to you, and you take that initiative back and that narrative back, right? So you're going to have powerful intuition around patterns and motives, and you're going to have a naturally calming presence. And you may notice that people come to you and they just kind of trauma dump. You know what I'm saying? And it's going to be really important for you as an Adhil starseed to set boundaries and implement them, but also not to feel bad about it, okay? because I can resonate with this completely, okay? You can navigate others' emotional depths with ease. So again, this may be why certain people or random people may feel comfortable just telling you things about their life, or certain things they wouldn't tell other people, and you're like, I wonder what that's about, and things like that. But you also have a gift of being able to, kind of read the pattern of someone's trauma, where it stemmed from, and kind of the healing they need, or kind of their solution. You could be really good at that. That's a hidden gift in the Adhil Starseed and Star Being. So you attract emotionally wounded people, especially before you turn your narrative around, for sure. Okay, high integrity and emotional responsibility. These are going to be themes that you're going to need to learn, integrate, and implement. And then also in return, this helps the people around you and teaches them this as well. So you're going to be very sensitive to manipulation, projection, and hidden agendas. So you're going to be like an emotional sponge, okay? You're going to be very intuitive, very in tune to people's emotions, and until, again, like, you come up with tools and skills that help you, and you implement those boundaries, and you start to protect yourself, shield yourself, you will notice that you will start to feel emotions, or you're almost like in the emotional body of someone else, living out their scripts, okay? This stuff runs deep. Okay, so here's another picture, another visual of an Adhil star being, or maybe a higher aspect of you. So, common archetypes, okay? So the depth walker, you understand depth. You've walked through depth. You've helped many star beings of different walks of life, different walks of being, literally handle their depth, heal their depth, integrate it, embrace it. You are the alchemist, so especially with emotions, you are the pattern breaker. So I wouldn't be surprised if you resonate with any of this, that you are more than likely an indigo type 3. And indigo type 3s, they usually incarnate and they choose to help the lineage that they choose to incarnate with, clearing out reversal overlays and things like that, and being generational curse breakers, right? And you are the emotional healer. So this is something that you're gonna have to embrace about yourself, is that probably no matter where you are in your life, there's gonna be some themes around emotions, okay? Whether that's you dealing with someone else's emotions, whether you're like that friend that everyone comes to, whether you're that person, the scapegoat that comes up for me, the scapegoat in the family, or the one that was emotionally more mature than everyone else, okay? And I say that humbly. And then you are also the shadow guide, okay? So here is a visual of basically these light body emotional nurseries that exist, especially in Andromeda. They're all over the cosmos. So healing imprints, okay? So feeling overwhelmed by others' emotions, becoming the therapist friend, taking responsibility for others' healing, difficulty separating your intuition from emotional entanglement. This is key. This is something I've had to learn. Okay? Slow recovery from betrayal. Holding on to pain longer than necessary, because you're very connected to the emotional and pain body. You're a sensationalist in a way. Over-identifying with wounds or past versions of yourself. Okay? And becoming drained by shadow work. Getting too caught into it, right? Or being in too many predicaments in your life to where it's too dense and karmic for your emotional body and for you to heal, right? So again, setting those boundaries, implementing them, placing them forward is key for your health and your integrity and your well-being as an Adhil Starseed. So healing themes: emotional sovereignty, boundaries, soul fragment, integration. And that shadow and identity, they're one and the same, okay? That we need our shadow a part of our body, you know what I'm saying? You need the ego too, okay? There's different layers to it, right? Asking for support, letting go of what isn't yours, okay? Their role in the war, or their role with the major galactic wars, galactic history, things like that. So They were the emotional purification gate of Andromeda. They were a training ground for shadow navigators, a corridor for timeline repair, and a healing sector used after heavy cosmic experiences or soul fragmentation. So it is a transitional station between trauma and clarity. So many souls will go there as refugees for rehabilitation, basically. So they were, and they are, emotional healers, timeline menders, memory restorers, soul reintegration specialists, and they help repair beings who experience emotional collapse, psychic fragmentation, karmic entanglements, and identity dissociation. Adhil became known as a refugee and a rehabilitation star. So here's some more visuals of these beautiful beings. So their generalized mission and cosmic role. So you're here to anchor in, bring in emotional clarity, help others navigate shadows safely, untangle karmic patterns from your life, right? Maybe even getting to teaching this and helping other people doing it if you feel called to do that, right? Reveal hidden truths through your intuition, heal trauma or grief fields just by your presence alone, okay, which is very beautiful. Bring compassion into dense environments, right? And guide others through emotions and rebirth cycles, and serve as an emotional anchor and a deep supporter. So you're here to bring clarity to emotional darkness and transform pain into wisdom. So a theme for you as an Adhil Starseed as I wrap this up is you may have been called to be the person that you needed when you were a young kid, okay? So if any of this resonates with you, drop a heart, give this a like, share this with someone, and yeah, there's more to come. Omni-love, absolute healing. All my information is below if any of my tiers or any of my offerings spark your interest. So Omni-love, absolute healing. Until the next video.